You have to promise you won't fall in love with me.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 behind-the-scenes secrets about A Walk to Remember.
I'm lucky that I worked with such generous actors in this film that gave me some support and guidance and helped me out a lot.
And I remember thinking that's just about the sweetest thing that anyone's ever done for anybody.
It was freezing, it was day one, and we were half naked in a man-made lake with giant eels.
For this list, we'll be looking at little-known facts about the making of this coming-of-age romantic drama. As such, we will be touching on various plot points, so a spoiler alert is in effect. Do you know any other fun facts about the film? Be sure to let us know in the comments. Number 10, a first-time protagonist.
I might kiss you.
I might be bad at it.
Prior to playing Jamie Sullivan, Mandy Moore had limited acting experience. She played mean girl Lana Thomas in The Princess Diaries, but A Walk to Remember was her first time tackling a leading role.
Look who's trying to fit in now.
It's a wig, right?
In interviews since, she's described lacking experience when it came to things like hitting her marks. While that definitely sounds intimidating, she was in good hands. According to the actress, her co-star Shane West guided her through the learning curve she faced.
Where did he come from? He's really awesome. It was wonderful. I was really lucky to work with someone who really helped me. I mean, this was my first lead role, and I'm lucky that I worked with such generous actors in this film that gave me some support and guidance and helped me out a lot.
Of course, Moore is now an established actress who brings Rebecca Pearson to life on the critically acclaimed drama This Is Us. Number 9, from blonde to brunette. Before this role, pretty much everybody knew Mandy Moore as a blonde. As a pop starlet, her golden locks were a staple of her aesthetic, but that changed after this movie. She had to dye her hair for the part of Jamie.
The biggest thing was dyeing her hair because at that time she had such a look that people were used to.
Speaking to Entertainment Weekly, Moore described the change as extremely special on a personal level, saying, quote, "As silly as it sounds, there was a real significance in the way that people saw me, but also in the way that I carried myself and that I saw myself." What's more, the star has largely remained a brunette in the years since the film. It's now part of her signature look.
You're in two places at once.
Number 8, keeping a distance.
We immediately liked each other as people, and I think that's what actually kind of helped.
The director of the movie, Adam Shankman, gave Shane West and Mandy Moore a rather odd directive prior to filming. Don't spend too much time together. It seems counterintuitive at first glance. Why wouldn't you want your two lead actors to bond as much as possible before shooting begins? Well, Shankman's reasoning actually makes a lot of sense.
Adam Shankman, the director, he did not want us to hang out all the time because he kind of liked how different we were. It was very, it was perfect for the actual film.
Landon and Jamie don't start off as friends in the movie. In fact, they're from opposite worlds, and that creates a rather icy distance between them at first.
Do you want to buy some raffle tickets? Trying to raise enough money so we can buy Jefferson some new computers.
No.
In many ways, West and Moore were also quite different from one another, so having them limit their interactions helped make the initial divide between their characters more believable.
Like we could be secret friends.
Exactly. It's like you're reading my mind.
Great, maybe you could read mine.
Number 7, crushing on each other.
You have to promise you won't fall in love with me.
When watching A Walk to Remember, it's nearly impossible not to find yourself rooting for Landon and Jamie's love story. A big part of why fans love their relationship to this day is the acting. The on-screen chemistry between Mandy Moore and Shane West is undeniable.
She said she kind of fell in love with you a little bit.
I think we both did as he pulls up.
It turns out they felt it too. Both actors have talked about how, throughout filming, they actually fell for one another a little bit. It's certainly understandable given the material they were creating. While nothing serious came of this, in 2021 Moore had a baby boy with husband Taylor Goldsmith, the two remain friends. The incredibly sweet speech West gave when she got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is proof of that.
Not only was this film a wonderful experience in every way, it also gave me the chance to fall for this fantastic woman.
Number 6, a different Jamie.
From the lighthouse, would shine, would shine, would shine on me.
Mandy Moore's portrayal of Jamie in A Walk to Remember is so memorable. It's hard to imagine anybody else ever doing the role justice. But of course, like with any film, there were other actors in contention for the part. According to director Adam Shankman, one such star was Jessica Simpson. As he describes it though, once he heard Moore's music on the radio and saw her record, he had no doubt that she was the perfect girl for the part. Interestingly, without naming any names, Shane West once recalled how there was another person being considered for the role of Jamie, who was simply wrong for the part. We'd say the final casting was absolutely perfect. Number 5. On-set restrictions.
Honey, if I kept you too close, it's because I want to keep you longer.
We are used to seeing teen movies and TV shows with actors that are years older than the characters they play.
So would it kill you to try?
Yup, and I'm too young to die.
While that was the case for much of the cast of A Walk to Remember, Mandy Moore proved to be the exception. The star was only 16 when filming started and turned 17 during the shoot. That made her a minor, which meant there were rules production had to follow in accordance with SAG standards. Namely, there was a limit to the number of hours she was allowed to work per day. And since the actress was a high schooler, she also had a tutor and was required to complete 15 hours of schooling per week.
This is what we basically do. Anytime during the day when we have a free break, I don't get to go relax in the trailer. I usually have to come visit Miss Stephanie.
Number 4. The Dawson's Creek Connection.
You're late. I thought I should be here at 10.
A Walk to Remember and Dawson's Creek both center around teenagers, but that's not all they have in common. They were both shot in the small town of Wilmington, North Carolina. As such, they made use of some of the same sets when filming. Notably, the lake from the opening of the movie is the same as the one that's often seen in the teen drama series.
Hey, it's Meryl Streep's fault, okay? I'm doing the best.
In fact, Shane West described that scene as one of his most memorable, specifically because it was kind of frightening to shoot.
It was freezing, it was day one, and we were half naked in a man-made lake with giant eels.
There were apparently eels in the water, so the cast was understandably a little apprehensive about jumping in.
1, 2, 3.
Number 3. Jamie's look.
Damn, that Jamie Sullivan sure has style.
Yeah, wore that dress in the 4th grade.
Hey, it's the quiet ones you gotta watch out for.
From the start of the film, Jamie doesn't place too much value in her appearance and gets made fun of for it.
Nice sweater.
Thank you.
Of course, there's an added significance when you consider that she's battling cancer. But this is initially kept under wraps, which meant that the hair and makeup department had to strike a balance. Jamie couldn't look too healthy, nor could she seem too sick. Naturally, some trial and error was involved. Recalling the start of the process, Moore said, quote, "They made me so ghostly white that it was just a little uncalled for. I'm not dead yet." In the end, though, they figured out how to create the perfect look for Jamie.
You don't care what people think about you?
No.
Number 2. A pivotal last-minute decision.
I'm sick.
I'll take you home. You'll be better tomorrow.
No, Landon. I'm sick.
One of the most intense scenes of the movie is undoubtedly the one where Jamie tells Landon she has leukemia.
I have leukemia.
No.
From the way he doesn't initially understand to the devastating moment where she reveals her terminal diagnosis, everything about this moment is heartbreaking.
I found out 2 years ago and I've stopped responding to treatments.
And according to Mandy Moore, they originally weren't sure how much information Jamie would reveal here. Would she specify that she had leukemia, or would it be more vague? Therefore, the actors shot multiple different versions of the scene, and the final decision was made later. It definitely feels like the right version was chosen in the end.
I do not need a reason to be angry with God.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Eric and Landon's famous handshake. Actor Al Thompson invented the boys' signature move.
Thanks, man.
Landon? Boys, can you help me with these groceries?
Shane West's Memento. He purchased his character's Camaro.
Did you keep the Camaro? Do you still have? I heard you bought it for $5 grand.
I bought it for, it might have been 7, but
Okay.
it was certainly under 10. And yeah, it was the car that I drove in the film. I bought it and I still have it.
Director Adam Shankman's cameo. Pay close attention to the man wheeling Jamie out of her hospital room.
Hey, what's going on?
Len, I get to go home. Please thank your father for me.
Mandy Moore's most memorable scene. Jamie singing Only Hope at the school play was unforgettable.
I know now you're my only hope.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Nicholas Sparks' inspiration.
This was at a hard time in my life. I'd lost my mother earlier. I'd lost my father, and my sister had developed a brain tumor.
While all of Nicholas Sparks' stories are deeply emotional, A Walk to Remember often stands out as a fan favorite. While it might be because it truly came from his heart, the author has been quite open about how his sister was his inspiration for the story.
So I wrote A Walk to Remember, and it was largely inspired by my sister. My sister is Jamie Sullivan, if you want to know who she is.
He describes her as very similar to Jamie in a multitude of ways, from her faith to her demeanor to her style. She was also diagnosed with cancer, but found love and fulfilled her dream of getting married before passing away.
And I remember thinking that's just about the sweetest thing that anyone's ever done for anybody.
There's no doubt that the novel and its subsequent movie are a beautiful tribute to Sparks' sister and her husband.
Will you marry me?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.